Hey everybody, welcome to the Pink Riot Comic Show. The two black women talk all things comics and pop culture created by black and brown folks. I am one of your co-hosts, Keisha, aka High Havoc, and I'm here with my wonderfully, amazingly talented co-host, Bree. How you doing, love?
Mm, I'm doing okay. Today was interesting to say the least, but we made it through the workity schmirkety things, and I was able to go pick up my comics and have some tacos. So all is well with the world. They got they have this lemonade fresca at my taco spot, and I switched it up and got the blackberry this time, and that might be my new favorite because it's fire. Cause like Fresca is good to me, but it's usually like either too sweet or like too watered down to where I'm like, if I was gonna, if I'm gonna get water, I want
Mm-hmm.
water. If I want it to be juice, I want it to be juice. So the fact that they mix it with lemonade makes it everything that I want it to be. And it's like the
Okay.
perfect complement to my tacos. So yes, big back behavior and new comics. So a win is a win. I hadn't been to my LCS in a hot minute, and they're getting all their stuff together because Cape and CalCon is at the end of this month, and they have some
Nice.
really cool stuff that they're about to have at the con, and the guest list is like super stacked. So, and they were showing me some like sneak peek stuff that they're going to be having at the con when I was there picking up my comics today. So, I'm juiced
Nice.
cuz it looks like it's about to be a vibe. Like actually about to be a vibe. So, very excited about what's to come. How was your day?
That's dope. Today started out pretty bad, I won't even hold you, but uh, throughout the day, I started getting, just trying to feel better, spend some time with my kids. Uh, got to finish up all the school stuff, so
Mm.
we're like 70% ready. Still need to do hair and all of that. But yeah,
Oh,
outside of that,
yours aren't back at school yet.
no, not till the 31st.
Mine just
Yeah.
started back on Wednesday, so we were doing all of that the last couple days, and I'm like, why are you so big? Why is everything so expensive?
That was us with King. King is now, he just turned 11 a few days ago, earlier this week. And he is now at 10 and a half in men's in shoe size.
Damn!
Yeah. Um, that was a
This
hard, I
man is
mean, it was a
bigger than
hard hit to
Christopher's
the,
16-year-old foot. That's crazy.
yeah. Yeah. My
Oh, you
boy
gonna
is
have a
huge.
giant. What's that like?
11 years old and a men's medium. I'm struggling, but it's hilarious because we all wear the same size now.
Mm.
So
You
we
don't wear a
all,
10 and a half in men.
no, no, but in clothes, like I
Oh,
can
okay,
wear a
close,
men's
yeah.
medium, like, and
Which
it
is
be a little
crazy.
baggy on me.
Oh, so he's for sure about to be a giant.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
Wait, so is he
pockets hurt.
breaking the light skin rules with the
No,
height?
he's
He's
still
he's
he's
he's adhering to it.
so for those listening, my husband has this theory about his family, and so far, it's been true.
Pure
Um,
hilarity, y'all. Pure hilarity.
I don't know if I should go into too much detail because, like, it is a
It's
wild thing
it's
to
pretty
say.
wacky. It's pretty wacky,
Yeah,
but it is
but
seemingly very
it's
true.
been true so far. So, like, as crazy as it is, he not wrong. Um, so yeah, just having to accept the fact that my kids are big as hell, and it costs money to clothe giants.
100%. Especially giants that like fly sneakers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and my kids don't. That's been saving me. He likes running shoes. That's what's been
Oh, the way
hurting.
that that doesn't make a difference because mine switched up the steez and picked some running shoes, and they were more expensive than all the other shoes I was looking at, and I was like, what we doing? But
Yeah,
that was like the only thing he asked for real. Like the clothes, he's like, whatever. I just want it to be my favorite color. That's it. But the shoes and the backpack, he has to pick that out. So I'm like, all right. So that was the saga recently of like, my boy, there's nothing wrong with the shoes you just got or the backpack that you just got. But I hear you, so we gonna do it. Yeah.
Very well. Oh, we hit the 5 minute mark. Good. Before anyone said anything. All right, so we have everybody. We have a few people in the chat.
What's up, y'all?
Hey, hey, Shell. Yo, shout out to Shell.
Hello. Yes,
Kicks
congrats.
right. Kickstarter was funded.
Yeah.
It's funded. I can't wait to get mine because
Same.
definitely back that Kickstarter. So I'm super happy for Shell. And if you see, like, she's been on it online and making sure that everybody's getting updates and everything. We running Kickstarter smooth out here. I'm loving
Yeah.
this.
What's
Uh
up, LT?
hey LT.
Okay, Blackberry on the Pink Riot. Yeah. Blackberry lemonade. Who knew? You know? Who knew? Hey,
Blackberries are
Regine.
delicious though.
Like, and I normally don't rock with blackberries because I don't like seeds. But in lemonade,
No,
no seeds.
they're delicious.
So give me all of that. Hey,
Hey,
Brayburn.
Regine. Hey, Brian.
You are so welcome, Chell. The way that I like put my reminder and was doing something when I got the reminder, and then I seen one of, I forget who it was. I think Roomful of Blurs reposted your post, and I was like, oh shoot, let me hurry up. And it was like the last day. And when I went, I was like, okay, I don't feel too bad because she was gonna make it already without my pledge or not, but I still did it anyway because I want the book. What up, Bama?
Oh, over on IG, we have a few folks. What's up, Punk Rock Chris? They say congrats on Kickstarter funding to Shell, and that's
Yeah,
amazing. It ain't easy running them.
it's
It is
not.
not. Very, very proud of you, Shell. And I'm super excited, man. I can't wait. Can't wait to see what you got. Cause already, if y'all don't know already, check online on Shell's website and you get like a good sneak peek at like what it's gonna be. And it looks great.
Very tea, very tea. Is it? I don't
Yeah.
know what's wrong with me. I'll be like, I don't care what the thing is. I'm gonna need that whatever the physical tier with all of the things is. That's always gonna be my tier. Cause I'm like, I wanna.
Oh,
Okay, period. Shell says there's late pledges too. So y'all don't sleep. If you missed out, it's not too late. You know. So run and go cop that. Run it up. Add some add-ons. Buy some for your friends. You know. Buy some for a giveaway later in the year. Hey, Sheena.
hey,
Love
hey,
you,
love.
boo. Yeah,
All
run
right.
that up. Run and go cop that.
Yeah, big
Man,
time. All right, so
man.
we have a.
Speaking of Kickstarters,
Mm-hmm.
it's Kickstarter adjacent, but
Okay.
I have been obsessing over this comic, and I feel like you'll love it, Keisha. It's a instead of it being like a book that you flip through, you know how we were
Mm-hmm.
talking about at Comic Con, different formats of media, and how like with webtoons you can scroll so it goes differently. This is
Mm-hmm.
like that, but instead of it you scrolling, it's physical, and so it's folded accordion style, and it comes
Mm-hmm.
in a box like that looks kind of like a box that you would keep like a deck of tarot cards or something in, and it's
Okay.
called dang it, I literally just seen it. They're having a sale for 40% off, and the physical version of this was $100. So I was
Oh,
very
damn.
excited to get that 40% off so I could finally get it. Hold on, let me see.
Because I've only ever seen comics do that a few times where they switch it from like portrait to landscape. I think like shout out to Morgan DC. DC Comics did that in like issue 17 or something of
Mhm.
Green Lantern Corps.
Mhm.
And then
Oops.
Dorado did that too, I think, in his Valentine's anthology short. What
Mhm.
you got the name of it?
Yeah, okay, so it's from Beehive Books is the company that's doing the 40% off. It's a sales from the Crypt sale. You see what they did
Mm-hmm.
there? And the title, sorry, is called Gratuitous Ninja. And you're going to doubly like it because it's in the same style as Prince of Cats and it's also based in New York.
I like that. Wait,
Hmm.
that is Gratuitous Ninja is Ronald Wimberly.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, excuse me. I'm gonna be silent for like 2 minutes.
So while Keisha is copping it, um, yeah, Gratuitous Ninja is described as a stealth epic that flows from the stoops to the subways, reinventing both the ninja tale and the graphic novel. 636 unbound accordion folded pages jump kick through a sprawling saga of a reimagined New York where ninja run the underground and anarchist pirates run the streets. Publishers Weekly calls Gratuitous Ninja a cannily constructed and rollicking saga. The non-linear narrative unfolds in accordion booklets splashed with electric colors and propulsive manga art stylings that fuel the story's dynamism, a high adrenaline epic. So like they have a couple of different editions of it. They have the
Mm-hmm.
standard, which is what I got because budget. And it's usually $100, but everything on their site is 40% off right now. So if you're about that life, you might want to go run and go cop that. The
It's
next
70.
edition comes in like a cool like box that like slides open on either side. That one is like 250, and then there's another one after that which I it's hard to tell. It looks like the only major difference is between the regular and the mid is like more extras like so the regular version comes with like 3 character cards whereas the mid version comes with like 12 character cards and posters and all of this stuff. And then the next version, I don't even remember how much that was because it was so outside of my budget, but it comes with an even fancier case and more extras. But I was very impressed by that, and I went down a rabbit hole because some of the creatives behind that they just recently did a Kickstarter. When I say recently, it was like earlier in the summer. Hey Kira, what up, boo? Hey
Well,
Mr.
I
Al
just bought it.
Gabon, what's up,
I
y'all?
feel like I need to go strip, do something. My goodness. I
Do
mean,
something strange
40%
for a little
off
piece of change.
is,
But yeah,
yeah.
they did another Kickstarter, and it was the LAAB Zero remix, and it's like a comic book slash culture like newspaper situation, and they've done several editions of it, but the remix was them like doing a reissue and adding stuff to it, and you can still late pledge to it, but there's like vinyl. One of the things you can add to it is like the vinyl from Saul Williams short film and things like that. And there's some other like little one shot comics that come with it too. So yeah, if you go down that, I want to encourage you all to go down the same rabbit hole. Exactly, Brayburn. They do have so many pretty things. I want to encourage you all to like go check it out because if nothing else, and then that's not to say that Gratuitous Ninjas is the only thing that Beehive Books has. They have a lot of really cool like fancy editions of other stories. Like they're literally doing this sale to make space because they're doing this like vampire box set that looks like a suitcase, and it has all of these like bits of ephemera for you to like solve the mystery and read the story through. And I guess
Mm-hmm.
they're larger. And then they're doing some other things like they're doing a slipcase special edition, like art style edition of Carmilla, the like OG sapphic vampire story that Dracula was based off of. So they have some really cool stuff. So
They
Not to
do.
put anything else in your basket, but a sale is a sale. Girl math says it's free because you're almost getting it for half off. So I want to encourage you to check out Beehive Books and pick
They
up
also
Gratuitous
have,
Ninjas if nothing else.
yeah,
And then if you're interested in the lab remix, they still have the option to late pledge. And if you get the bundle through the Kickstarter, you save a few bucks and get more like extras. I didn't get the bundle just yet because the way my pockets are sitting after back to school is like, ooh, pick a struggle. But I did
yeah,
get Gratuitous Ninja though, because that's been on my wish list for a hot minute. And I
yeah.
don't think
I
I'll get a
love,
better deal than 40% off, honestly.
yeah, I love Prince of Cats. It's one of my absolute favorite comics of all time.
Yes, I
And
know, which is why I was like,
yeah,
I gotta tell Keisha. So,
and I remember seeing that a few years ago and was like, I can't. But I mean, 70 is still nothing to, you know,
nothing to sneeze at, but that's a
not,
hell of a bargain. Like, wow, wow, what a bargain,
yeah,
you know?
because I've never seen it on sale before.
Ever,
So,
ever. And I
mm,
think the sale is only for until, let me see. The sale is until tomorrow. So if y'all want to
see?
cook, then you can cook. But yeah, that's my little rabbit hole that I went down this morning after I got that email from Beehive Books. So yeah.
That is
Run,
dope.
yeah, run and go cop that, y'all. I can't wait for it to arrive, and I'm so glad that you got it because now we can key about it on the show together. They have, oh, forgot to say, they do have a digital version that is only $20. So I'm pretty sure you get the 40% off of that also
You can.
if you're like
Hmm.
not trying to drop a dime on the on the physical box. But yeah, cool stuff, all the cool things. So run and go cop that. Go check out that Kickstarter. But before you spend money anywhere else, make sure you drop your bag at Chell's Kickstarter,
Shells.
okay? Because the lab one isn't going anywhere. That one ended in June, and you can still buy it through the site via pre-order. So if you had to pick a thing, pick Chell's thing first. Um,
Exactly.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, so now that I've like completely thrown us off off track, but I had to get that off my chest because I was like, oh, I know Keisha's gonna love that. And I felt like y'all might appreciate that sale also. Yeah, we got some other Riot news, Pink Riot news to get into. You feel me? Lots of cool things have
Hold on.
happened. What
Punk,
kind
before
of
we move on, Punk Rock Chris is asking to name the campaign. Just for everyone who is listening, for Shell's Kickstarter, it's called Love in Dark Places.
mm-hmm.
I'm gonna find the link while Bree's talking. I'm gonna put it in the chat for everyone.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so yeah, definitely go cop all of the things from Chell's Kickstarter because it's looking pretty dope. We definitely want to support her. But yeah, lots of cool things have been happening lately. Um, One of the bigger things that sort of happened was like D23 occurred. And when I tell y'all, my heart was so warm watching all of the OG Disney princesses, voice actresses come together and sing together. I was like, I definitely shed a thug tear because I'm like, look at my childhood on stage and they all look so great. Like, they mixed it up. I love that they had brought Brandy too, cause put some respect on her name. You know what I'm saying? Like, if she's a princess and she had songs to sing, she should have been on the stage. So I'm glad that they did their thing with that. It also kind of hurt my heart because I was like, dang, because Whitney would have ate that up. Because they couldn't
Yeah,
have done that and not if Whitney was still here, they would have found a way to get her on the stage and they would have had to try to hunt down the original fairy godmother so she could have been on there too. They would have opened that thing up. But yeah, they did. Yeah, that's right, Chell. They did all look so pretty, and I love how all of their dresses were like casually giving a little bit of the character, but not like full on wear the costume type of energy. So it was beautiful, and they did their little medleys and all of that. So I was like, oh, that's beautiful. But there was also a lot of really dope D23 2026 announcements. So, like, just to run them down,
Mm.
like, my son was super excited because it looks like we're getting so many sequels. Some of them I'm excited about, some of them I'm like, meh. So I figured we could key about that a little bit. What are your thoughts, Keisha? So we're getting a Lilo and Stitch 2. Okay, this is we already
Is
got
this live action?
animated one. Yes, live action Lilo and Stitch
No.
2. Yeah, your face was my face, babes. Because what are we talking about? So that begins production this year, and it's expected to come out May 26th of 2028. We're
We're
getting
getting
a
a live
Bluey
action
movie.
Ice Age.
What'd you say?
Sorry, I'm before you. This is kind of like no, no, no. I just go ahead
No,
because I'm
you're fine.
confused and I'm.
We're getting a Bluey movie, and I've only watched a few episodes of Bluey, but each of them made me very emotional. So I get the Bluey hype.
You talking
Like,
about animation Bluey?
yes, animation Bluey is getting
Yes,
a movie.
I'll
Yep.
be there. I love
I'll be,
Bluey.
Keisha said I'll be there. Okay, that's coming out August 6th of 2027. I didn't see the thing about Ice Age, but I was like, oh, okay. I didn't know that that counted as Disney, but I'm here for it. So they debuted a clip, and that's expected February 5th of 2027. Getting a Tangled live action. Being filmed currently, and it's expected to come out March 31st of 2028. I loved Tangled, and they revealed that the lady who played Agatha from Agatha All Along is going to be
Hmm.
Mother Gothel, and I'm not mad at that. You know?
I'm. We don't need these live actions. Like I feel like back in the day when they used to put shit in the vault, and then we didn't see this movie. It didn't see the light of day for like a good 10 or so years.
Yeah.
And I feel like that needs to be brought back because we don't need any of this right now. We besides Bluey, like why we don't
Well,
tangle this
hold on.
how
We got to get through the rest of the list before you make a statement like that.
well okay, this
Because,
first section
okay, I agree with that. The rest of this first section, did we need it? Nah,
we don't need
Bluey is carrying the
besides
first section.
yes.
Chell says, I think Tangled would be good, but I could live without it. Strong agree.
Right. Right.
Rayburn says, Tangled was great. We don't need to redo it. Agree.
Exactly. None of this is absolutely needed.
Yeah.
All right.
Now, getting into the Pixar section, we're getting an Incredibles 3, and I'm here for that because,
Yeah,
they take their damn time with an Incredibles movie, and the second one was spot on.
it
My only
was.
gripe is that they totally missed the opportunity to give Frozone and his family their moment, uh, unless they're going to do
Agreed.
that as like some sort of surprise. But it seems like this movie is going to be centered around the kids and their powers and them trying to prove themselves, which seems pretty cool. But and the little sneak peek that they did was cool because we got all the main OGs returning. Specifically, Edna was one I was concerned about. I'm like, bring my good sis back because she deserves a moment in all of these movies.
She
Period.
does.
Bama says
Absolutely does.
no more Disney live action remakes. I won't say
Agreed.
that because if there's ever a chance that we get a Goofy movie live action, I'm not gonna say no to that. I'm just not. Another Pixar movie that's getting a sequel is Coco 2. Now I don't know about y'all, but I was boohoo crying in the theater off of Coco.
Yeah.
Okay,
Coco
because
is
I miss
great.
my grandma real bad. So, and it looks like Miguel is a little more grown up. I was really sad because they show him he's a little bit more grown up, and they show Mama Coco on the other side. So we lost a real one, y'all. But they did reveal that the villain is going to be Mr. Dela Cruz himself. So I'm like, bring back real villains because that's one villain I cannot stand. Period. What's
I
that meme? Like, good morning to everyone, but Javier de la Cruz, because
right.
respectfully, he can die again. Okay. Yes,
Okay, I'm
regime.
interested in that.
Yeah, yeah. Coco 2 is looking good. Regime's
Yeah.
excited about the Incredibles.
Yeah.
Kira says,
I
"I
do
low key want
too.
to see what Jack Jack can do." Yes, that was
Yeah.
one of the little scenes that they showed was him tumbling around and accidentally using all of his powers. So I know chaos is about to ensue just around Jack Jack's powers, and I love that for the next Incredibles. It's looking like it's right after the events of the last movie. They didn't age them up or anything, so I'm excited to
I
see what
like
that's going to
that.
look like cuz Jack Jack is still a baby. The next Pixar one is Ghost Market. It's a new film and it looks pretty interesting. They didn't share a lot about what the movie is, but the animation style looks cool. It kind of puts you in the mind of like Halloweeny. You remember that movie? Like a Tim
Vaguely.
Burton but not type of vibes. Like it's a
Mhm.
little creepy or something, scary movie
Mhm.
style. Shell says, my dad aggressively loves The Incredibles, so I'm happy to take him to see it. The way that, okay, y'all, only the real ones know. When the original Incredibles came out, yes, I'm showing my age. When the original Incredibles came out, that was at the peak of merchdom because you could literally go. I can't remember if it was Popeyes or if it was a pizza place where you could get the Incredibles phone where the middle lights up. We had two of those
Mm.
phones in our house as the house phones. And when it would ring, the little middle would light up, and our whole family would be like, it could be anybody every time. That's when merch was fun because what do you mean a whole actual house phone for Incredibles merch? They really ate with that. So
See,
just for nostalgia's sake, I'm like, y'all run it back, please.
yeah,
Yay, Sheeta
Incredibles.
said
The
she just
Incredibles is a
pledged to
very
Chell.
black movie.
What'd you say?
The Incredibles is a black movie.
Oh, 100%.
Like, yeah,
100%.
in every black household, we love it.
It went triple
Yeah.
platinum in every household. And I love
Facts.
how they like Frozone didn't get like a full thing, but it was a real friendship with them. You know what I mean? Cuz like
Yes.
his kids knew that that was Unc, like he showed up through whatever they had going on. Can you imagine that like if we're all superheroes and you see something on the news, some shit's going down, you're like, "Let me get my super suit and pull up for the homies because you know what I mean? Like
His
if you
kids
really think about
had
that, that
passwords
wasn't
to the
just cute.
house. I mean, to the
Right.
car.
He
Yes.
he had the voice command for the car. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
That's real friends. You know what I mean? Phil
Absolutely.
says, I don't know something amazing to happen is still my
I
vocal
don't
stem.
know.
Yes,
Something.
something amazing, I guess. Yeah. Jacking up the whole car and everything. Period. Bama says, I want to see the what?
Fantastic Four.
Oh, is that what that is? And the Incredibles should cross over. Oh, that might be cute because it's the same time period, isn't it?
Actually, yeah, the new
That's
Fantastic. Yeah.
you might have cooked with that, Bama.
Yo, one of my favorite parts of one of my favorite parts of The Incredibles, and it's a really fucked up part, right? He's like, "You didn't save my life. You ruined my death."
Yes. Oh my
I'm like, that
gosh.
is a bold line to put in a kids
But
movie.
But actually, and it was very peak because could you not see that? That would be like an actual thing that would happen. Like I'm suing a superhero for saving me because I did not want to be saved. And when I first seen that, the first thing I think of, don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Don't save her. I know there's nothing wrong. There's something wrong with me, but it's okay because whatever. But no, you're talking about the I don't know something amazing. I guess is your vocal stem. One that me and Christopher do all the time is Monsieur Incroyable when the dude was like robbing the place and he was like, oh, it's Bon Voyage and Bon Voyage
Ah,
turns around
yeah,
and he's like, Monsieur Incroyable. So me and Christopher be saying that to each other all the time. But yeah. Incredibles 3, a win is a win is a win. I will be
yeah,
fully sat on June 16th, 2028. I'm just mad we gotta wait so long, but good things take time sometimes.
yeah. I was gonna say, yeah.
Gato is another Pixar movie coming out March 5th, 2027. And it's about a bunch of cats like gangster cats and some chaos happening. It looks pretty cool.
Mm,
Yes. Yes, Kira. Michelle Koyev. Yes, exactly. Exactly. You get the vibes. But yeah, Gato looks like it's gonna be fun, and it's like an original something going on. And I don't know, Pixar been kind of hitting with the original story, so I'm excited to see
Pixar,
what they
oh,
do.
yeah, they make great original films. So, like,
Yeah,
I'm not mad at anything really in this area because I know Pixar is going to do what they need to do
yeah,
to, make it good.
100%.
I don't know about Disney, but Pixar,
Yeah, Disney,
Pixar got it.
they're reaching, but technically, all of these things are Disney. Just Disney by themselves. It's like it's clear y'all need help because what you doing?
Hmm.
Because nobody asked for the live action Lilo and Stitch, the first one. You know what I'm saying? And I don't. Maybe it was just the millennials that didn't care for it, but I didn't hear anything positive about the live action Lilo and Stitch, low key. So
Yeah, I heard that Lilo ended up getting taken away, and
yes,
so like completely,
that is not Ohana.
disrupted. Right, it's not.
Ohana means
So
family,
yeah,
and family means nobody gets left behind. So what do you
or
mean she got
forgotten.
taken? Like what? I get it. Apparently, her sister was like trying to go to school and whatever, and da 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 da. Because if we're being so for real, like Nani was like holding it down in the original Lilo and Stitch,
She
and
was.
she really shouldn't have had to carry that burden. But the message of the movie was Ohana means family, and family means nobody gets left behind, and they're building their, chosen family too. So my
Or
good sis was
forgotten.
struggling, but they stayed together and figured it
They
out. So
did.
for them to just go completely opposite of that in the live action, I said, nope, not on duty. I don't want to see it. So the fact that they're doing a number two is crazy, but we'll see. And then we go into more reveals that go into the other kind of realm. We're getting a Zootopia 3. I heavily messed with Zootopia 1 and 2. And
Yeah.
literally, me and my son went to see it. And when we were leaving, he was like, I hope they do a number 3. And normally I'm like, nah, I'm good. But that's one I was like, yep, they could give us a number 3. And I wouldn't even be mad as long as they make it as good as the others. Same thing with like, this isn't a Disney one, but those Sing movies, give me
Yeah.
100 of them. Because they eat every time with those. Another one. Okay, so Avengers Doomsday, we all know, has everybody and their grandmother. It's coming out in December. I'll be sat. I'm gearing up for my MCU watch through of all of the things. And Marvel just posted like on their socials, like, here's all the things you need to watch to understand everything that could potentially be happening in Doomsday. And the way that they included like Agents of Shield and Luke Cage and all of those things in that list, I'm like, what y'all about to do? What
You know
are
what?
y'all about to do? Because there's 50 million episodes of Agents of Shield, and
I
now y'all
fucks with
adding this
Agents
to
of
the
Shield.
continuity. What we talking
Nah.
about?
So Agents of Shield was supposed to be part of the whole thing, right? Like it takes place around what Avengers 1 into 2, and then it was supposed to help like bring in the Inhumans at some point. But
Mm-hmm.
then, they went on a different tangent. So Peggy and Agents of Shield didn't really have a place anymore in the
Yeah.
MCU. So to be honest, I loved Agents of Shield. So I that is what's gonna interest me because
Mm.
that Agents of Shield was a great show.
Okay.
Great show.
Tell me
Um,
something, because I was like, I never got into it, and then once it got a little deep, I was like, ooh, it seems like
nah.
it's not gonna be as much of a like payoff for that investment of time. So for them to like pull up the new continuity and it has all of those episodes in there, and they don't have them straight through. They have different like chunks of seasons surrounding
Oh.
other movies. So it's crazy,
So you
and
don't
I'm
even
about
have
to
to watch
go.
the full thing. You just watch
Yeah,
like certain sections.
no, no.
That's
They
con-
want you to watch the full thing. They just
uh-huh.
have like one of the seasons is like split in half around a certain movie. if that makes
Okay.
sense.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So like they
It
don't have
does.
you just watching Agents of Shield all the way through. They've broken it up and put
You
it
cut it
in
up. You
timeline
watch.
order in between other movies. Yeah. So I'm like,
Yeah.
well at least it's broken up a bit, but there's a lot going on. So yeah, and then they got an X-Men movie announced. I was very excited that Maya Boyd got the role of Storm. They fixed, some of my initial gripes about it. And it's
Mm.
so funny because my good sis was really out here pitching herself to play live action Tiana, and they were like, nah, we're still gonna pay you, just not to be a princess. We're gonna make you a goddess. And I'm like, you know what? Okay, and here's my thing. I really wanted, and forgive me because y'all know I'm terrible with actresses and actors' names. I really wanted old girl from Sinners to play Storm, okay? That she was at the top of my list. But it makes sense that they wouldn't pick her because if you look at the ages of the other people, they're casting these people to move forward with the movies. And no shade to her because she's gorgeous and she'll probably still look exactly the same 10 years from now, but they want it to have a younger feel now so that these characters can age up as the story progresses and the years pass and all of that. Because I'm looking at them, I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, look at the babies. Like, they all
They're all
look pretty
young.
young. And all I will say is, yes, make Kylo Ren Mr. Sinister because, yes,
I
yeah,
hear that. Yo, they're talking
that
in
was
the
an
chats right
excellent
now.
casting choice, and I will be fully set for whenever that pulls up because I absolutely love the Sins of Sinister arc that we had. What
Mm-hmm.
was that, like a year or two ago?
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, y'all cooking a little bit. I'm here for
That
that.
was a great run.
Absolutely. And then we got a sneak peek at Star Wars Starfighter with Ryan Gosling himself. And it looks really cool. And I love how Ryan Gosling is just like, you know what? Give me some fandom hype because I got the looks to pull it off. I was Ken. I liked how that felt being in a part of a big ass fandom. Throw me in, coach. What can I do? I don't need to be a Jedi or nothing like that. Just give me something. And so it looks really cool, and it looked like he in the preview there he's like in this intergalactic looking garage because it's Star Wars obviously, and there's somebody talking to him and they're asking him about one of the like cruiser vehicles that he has, and he was like, oh, is that a such and such? I thought that didn't exist. And he was like, yeah, it's not supposed to. It's supposed to be like the fastest ship in the galaxy or some shit like that. So I'm like, okay, y'all might be cooking a little bit with that. It's a story that like is not connected to anything like super clearly, but looks like it'll still be a fun, good time. And I think that that's better and will be more likely to be accepted by the chaos that is the Star Wars fandom if it's like sitting off to the side, like just tangentially connected to other things that may or may not have happened in the universe. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah. Where does Star Wars Starfire sit in the universe? Because I don't know much about it.
Say, oh,
Like,
and that's, yeah, I couldn't tell you that either. I just watched the
okay.
little clip from, because unfortunately, Pink Riot has not been invited to D23 yet. So all this stuff is things that I've seen from watching other people's clips and videos that they took, live from the event or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So fingers crossed we start getting on those type of lists because I'm here for it. I will be sat with my themed mini ears ready for all of the smoke, okay? Period, okay?
I heard
Um
with that.
okay, Kira says
And
it's circa Ahsoka, which is awesome. I'm here for that because we got the announcement for the next season of that. I'm here for Ahsoka everything. All the way down to like the way that Rosario Dawson ended up in the role was like purely fan chaos of people being like, no, this is our Ahsoka,
because
this
she
is our
looks,
Ahsoka.
yeah, she
A
looks
hundred
just like
percent.
her.
So I will be sat for anything Ahsoka related. Period. What else is on
They
this
were
list?
talking about, uh, the chat was earlier talking about, I think it was Avengers Doomsday, and we were talking about all the TV shows and whatnot. And Quid
Mm-hmm.
Pro Quo was saying all that and still nothing for the Marvels. Where's Monica Rambeau?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly,
Excellent question.
because
Excellent question.
they're missing from that, and our girl Miss Marvel is also missing.
Kamala.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and Bama wholly agree. Bring back Agents of Shield, The Gifted, Cloak and Dagger, and Legion. I
Oh,
love
Cloak and
Cloak and
Dagger is
Dagger.
also listed in that continuity. So I'm like, what are y'all about to cook up?
Cloak and Dagger was a good show.
I did not watch Cloak and
Okay.
Dagger either. That's why when I seen this list, I was like,
Yeah,
what are we doing? This is a
I,
lot.
I think it was on Freeform or like I guess like whatever CW teen. It was a teen TV show specifically, and
Yeah,
Cloak and
you
Dagger
know how I
was
feel
on
about
there.
those CW feeling shows. It's like an
Yeah,
immediate no for me. Y'all about to
but
have
they
me
did a
watching these
good.
CW coded ass shows. Ugh.
It was good though. You learned a lot about because they were in New Orleans and Cloak is from there, and so like you learn a lot about um Black New Orleans, and I forget
Mm,
what they call themselves, but I know they call themselves something Indians or something natives. Please forgive me if I'm saying it incorrectly, but like the whole practice of like beating your own costume and then doing Mardi Gras and all of that stuff. Like,
mm.
thank you, ABC Family to Freeform. Thank you, Ryan. I was like, I knew it was one of them TV shows channels that I absolutely love. But yeah, like you learned a lot about New Orleans and the families and all of that stuff, and like how it's a great show,
Okay.
absolutely great show.
Period.
Um, but yeah, and of course, Quid Pro Quo, Agent Carter was late. Marvel has some great TV shows, and they just like let them fall by the wayside. Not sure why. We know why, but like they could have
Now
done
we
more,
know
and
why.
it's nice. Yeah, but like I'm happy that they're pulling them back into continuity. That's good.
Yeah.
It's really, really
So
good.
now I got to put some respect on the time it's going to take me to do my rewatch through. So, y'all,
You got to start
should I
now.
just be like dropping it in the stories? Because I feel like that's a lot to be dropping content about. But I am going on this journey. So that way, by the time they re air Endgame with the new changes, I'll be caught up. That's the move. So
Okay,
y'all wish
yeah,
me luck. Okay, Chell agrees with the stories.
yeah.
Yes,
And
yes,
I
Bama.
know,
I'm rewatching all of the continuity all the way up to Endgame so that I can be caught up by the time because they're doing Endgame is coming back to theaters and they've made changes to it and added things to it to make it better align with what's to come since they changed, the whole Kang situation isn't happening anymore. So I'm curious. First of all, I'm excited for the end game energy in theaters again because what a time to be alive. If you missed it, hopefully it'll be like the same energy, but it won't fully be because the fact that no one knew it was coming and then it was just like squad up, everybody and their grandmother was there in that scene. People were literally screaming, crying, throwing up, and cheering in theaters for Endgame. So I want a little smidgen of that energy again. So I'm gonna like go through and do my rewatch to like build myself back up to that. Okay, Chell
I
says
know,
do stories and save them to a highlight reel.
yeah.
Done.
I also know Dr. Mercedes Samudio. Please, girl, I know. Let me know if I'm pronouncing it wrong, but she's trying to do a watch party for not all of the shows like you're talking about,
Mm-hmm.
but something in Discord. She's organizing it over on Threads. So if y'all are listening and you're on Threads, hop on over to Threads. She's trying to do something like in the next week or so.
Hey.
And I just learned being on her page that there is a podcast our girl is missing from the continuity, like you were talking about. Vellani, who is our Miss Marvel, she has a Marvel podcast with Frank Alvarez, and it's called Host the Countdown to Avengers Doomsday Official Podcast, where they're
Hey,
revisiting some of the MCU's most iconic moments. So, like, if you want, you could listen to that while you're going through your deep dive and rewatching everything.
period. Okay, Regine. Okay, Regine, we on the same tip. Regine says, I did a Marvel rewatch up to Loki season 2, and I did it in timeline order. It was very interesting to do because some movies and shows I didn't think were great were much better during the rewatch. See? Like, having it in timeline order context, and then like having the opportunity to like build the hype in real time instead of having to wait in between for things to come out and all of that, it makes a world of a difference to your viewing experience. Because I feel like the last time that I did like a watch of all the things in timeline order all the way through was right before Wakanda Forever came out. um and I was like, hey yo, like I didn't really care for, like, I think I only watched like part of an episode of Falcon because I was like,
Mm.
meh, whatever. But watching it all the way through, fire. Fire. I was like, I don't know what I was on when I first tried to watch it and just didn't get the time and energy it needed. But I was like, not this is one of my favorite things now. And it's been sitting here this whole time. So yeah, I feel you on that, Regine.
Yeah.
It really just depends. Okay, Bama said somebody give me a list. We don't even got to do it, bruh. If you got the Disney Plus app,
Yeah, they
okay,
put it in order for
they
you.
put all of it in there, and then if you go to, I want to say it was on like the regular Marvel, the MCU IG, they showed a post, and it was literally Miss Minutes, and she was listing all of the movies and shows in order of what you need to watch them or how you need to watch them. So I'll try to find that and drop the link in our stories or something like that. So that way you guys can check it out if you haven't already. Okay. Hey, Ryan. Ryan said, I'm going to have to do that too because, baby, the way I was struggling to get through Loki when it dropped, you're lying. I was set for
Loki was
Loki. You
good.
hear me?
Yeah.
Entirely set. Ugh, broke my heart when I realized that the Kang's shit wasn't gonna happen because I was like, "What do you mean? I'm invested. This is not okay." So yeah. Oh, I hope that is as good for you the second time around as it was for me the first because I was sat for Loki. Yeah, Ryan said Falcon is her shit when it came
Yeah,
out. Period. Okay,
it
see,
was
so we flip
good.
flopped. I have grace for you because we flip flopped. I didn't give Falcon the energy it deserved, and Loki didn't hit for you the first time around either. Bama said, "Thank goodness DC isn't doing the same thing." That's
DC
fair.
can't do the same thing, at least in live action.
They
And I say
can't.
that as
Yeah.
someone who loves DC so much with everything in me. They can't do it with live action. That's embarrassing for all of us.
She said that's embarrassing. That's fair. Okay, well, speaking of DC, just to wrap up this list, we're getting a Frozen 3. People were losing their ever loving minds because we're the beginning of it is the younger sister's wedding, and Elsa like senses something, so they like walk out onto the ice, and we get this other woman who's a villain. And apparently in the OG story that this was based off of, Elsa was supposed to turn villain. So because Elsa is ever loved, they've decided to make the villain a totally separate person and give her, I guess, the villain story arc that Elsa would have gotten, like if they based it off the actual story. So I'm not one who went super crazy about Frozen. I'm a boy mom, so it's like meh, you know. The
Frozen was
first one had some good
awesome.
songs, but that second one I was like,
That first one was great. It
yeah,
went triple platinum in our household.
uh-huh, yeah,
We went and saw it. We listened to the soundtrack before we saw the movie. That first
mm-hmm.
soundtrack is great. There's
Yeah.
only like I can only remember a handful of songs of the second movie that I actually enjoyed,
Mm-hmm.
because they brought in, I forget which European country she's from, but she's an artist called Aurora and has like this ethereal voice that they brought in to like play the
Mm-hmm.
or play like that voice that's singing in the background with Adina Menzel, and
Mm, okay.
it's so yeah. I like the music, just generally, but like, do I need a Frozen 3? No, but
That's
here
fair.
we are.
It looks dope. I'm not gonna lie. I'm glad that they're not like skimping. Cause okay, another way showing my age here, but when I was little, Aladdin was my jam. You feel me? Like
Mm,
that was on Run It Back. Like
yeah.
my sister used to get real mad because where she was a Fox and the Hound, Homeward Bound kind of girly, I was like, run back all them Aladdin movies in order. Return of Jafar, the King of Thieves, all of them shits. Give me all of that. But y'all know we can look back and admit that honestly, Return of Jafar animation was kind of trash. They definitely skimped on the budget for that sequel. So I'm just kind of like, I'm glad that nowadays they're like, nah, we gotta at least keep the production quality up. Even if, we're not investing in it wholly in other ways, it's still gotta at least look good. You know what I'm saying? At least on par with the previous ones. So it looks awesome. I like the costume choices and stuff that they sneak peek, but I'm just kind of like, it's gonna take a lot for me to just really care about a Frozen 3, if I'm being honest. My and what's funny is I liked Frozen the original one more after those rumors were going around that the Frozen parents were Tarzan's parents. Did you see that?
Oh yeah, but like that's the whole thing about Disney. They're like it's all within like one singular universe. I've
Yeah,
seen
and
a
we're not
few
gonna
things
confirm or
where
deny,
right,
but
they won't,
Tarzan was
but
another
like
one, banger after banger of
yeah,
Tarzan.
absolutely. Phil Collins did the damn thing on that one. Like that's a great. I still listen to that
Mm,
album
yes,
hands down.
period.
Shit.
Oh, this is cute. Okay, Quid Pro Quo says, "Oh wait, Ryan said it. We gotta go hard for Tarzan's sisters. See, period." Okay. Yeah. Somebody mentioned Jonathan Major screwing up. Yes. Heartbreaking. Tragic. Quid Pro Quo says it's kind of like how they did it in Once Upon the Time, where you had Elsa and Anna, but the Snow Queen, who was evil, was their aunt, I believe. Curious what Frozen 3 is going to do. Sometimes you just gotta let them
Can,
cook, and we'll see.
yo,
But
can
I'm
I
just not
say,
impressed.
Once Upon a Time was one of like Disney's biggest soap operas. I only got through one season of that.
Same.
Like the
It started
way they
getting
just
more and
kept
more
pulling
crazy.
shit.
They had like
Yeah.
Rumpelstiltskin and everything. I was like, y'all doing too
Well, hold
much.
on, hold on. No, 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 no. Rumpelstiltskin was a badass from the very beginning. I can't even, it's kind of like when people like talk shit. They're like, "Yo, Nicki Minaj is trash," and it's like, and her rhymes is whack. Like, nope, I can't lie. The bitch got bars, but she's still
Oh my
horrible. You know
god.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like
Period.
Rumpelstiltskin, he deserved all of that. But yeah, it was too much. Stop. Wait. Blue Eye Samurai is coming back in January. I
Yes.
love that
This was
one.
not a D23 announcement, but it's definitely on my radar because Blue Eyed Samurai really hit. I love the
That
art
was
style of it.
fantastic.
I loved how our MC was very much unforgiving. I don't give a, I'm doing what I'm going to do type energy. Very good show. Looking forward to the next season of it. 100%.
Oh man, I can't wait for
But
Blue Eye Samurai.
yeah. Y'all just hyped Keisha up.
So much. Like once upon a time, it felt like going into like a game and like you would just unlock new worlds, and it's
Mm,
like I don't, I don't. This is so confusing. It was a very confusing show after a while.
mm.
So
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, I didn't make it. I don't even think I finished the first season because I was like, y'all got a lot going on. You're doing too much. And it
Yeah.
started off fire, but they lost me after a bit. So
Yeah. Once Giancarlo Esposito was gone,
Esposito,
I was
oof,
like,
literally put him in anything, and I'ma watch it because y'all, I literally just binged The Gentleman the other day.
yo, I watched The Gentleman is one of my comfort shows.
Like,
Between him and Theo, I love that show so much.
oh
And
my
second
god,
season I
that
think is out
show
already.
was so good. And then I binged it, and then it said at the bottom, season two coming. Da, da, da. I was like, ah,
Yeah.
period.
Yeah.
Immediately, yes. I don't, y'all. I don't care. John Carlo Esposito. Literally put him in anything, and I'm gonna watch it. I'm
Yeah.
gonna watch
If
it.
y'all haven't watched The Gentleman, it's great. I remember binging it while I was doing my hair a year ago. And every couple of months, I'll just like rewatch the entire show. It is
Mhm.
great from start to finish. And
Yeah,
Giancarlo Esposito plays an amazing villain.
yeah. But it's also
Absolutely.
hilarious. Like, I was not
It is.
expecting it to be that funny, and that's really what made it for real. Like,
Yeah,
there's lots of badassery and crazy, bloody stuff happening, but it's freaking hilarious all the way through, and that's what
it
really makes
is.
it. And I
You know
was
what
not
is
expecting
hilarious?
it to end the way that it did, so I know this next season is about to be crazy.
Yes. Yeah. I can't fucking wait. You know what show is good? I just started watching it. I'm only like on season three. Dora from Detroit.
Okay,
I'm on
Victor is a
episode
real
three.
fan if she got Giancarlo's vodka sitting beside her. That's a whole nother
Yes,
level of fandom right there.
because he's also like the illest New Yorker alive. Like,
Yes, it is utterly ridiculous. And yes, that's also my sugar daddy forever too, period.
like when folks were excited about Spike Lee and the Knicks winning, I was like, nah, Giancarlo, look at my man. He is so happy right now.
Look at my man's, yeah. Yeah.
He's
I
so
don't think
happy, and
there
I'm
was
proud of
anybody
him.
happier than him or Spike Lee.
And the other guy, I forget his name, but nah, going back to a quick pro, Dara from Detroit. That show is hilarious.
I
Okay,
haven't
so
watched that one
like,
yet.
okay, so she was in one of the panels, the Malcolm and Friends panel at
Yeah, I
San Diego
remember
Comic Con.
seeing the preview and
Mm-hmm.
turning to you and be like, "Damn, I gotta watch this," but I hadn't watched it.
Yeah. You gotta like so like she's an inner city school teacher. You know, she was married to this guy with a lot of money, SWAT, and then for whatever reason, they end up breaking up, right? She's like something changed. She used to be loving and affectionate, and now he's not. So like in the first episode, she's dealing with like them separating, and then like eventually getting a divorce. She's like, I need to live my life, right? And so she goes on this date with this dude, and she is just having the greatest time. And she ends up having like the greatest sex with him. She calls him Ambien. It's a whole thing. But then he
Okay,
goes
cause
missing.
listen, I need me some of that. Okay, yeah.
Right? Like, and then he goes missing. Like, it looks like he's ghosted her. But she's like, nah, like, we had a great time. There's something going on. And she starts to look a little crazy. Her friends end up trying to have an intervention. It's a whole thing. But come to find out, my guy is actually missing. So she starts looking
So
for
she was
him.
right because
So
always listen to your intuition, Pooh.
exactly.
Period.
So the show is a never-ending quest to find her one night stand that put her to sleep after good sex. And the shit is
Cause we gonna
hilarious.
find
And it
him.
takes on yeah, and it takes on this shit, what is it called? Oh man. They comp it to it, the Indiana Jones type thing. So like she's yeah, is getting like
That's
she ends up
crazy.
in a club with this Russian dude and I don't know, takes some kind of drugs and it's like a whole lot of BDSM involved. And like it's when I say every single episode is fucking hilarious and she ends up in some Felicia Rashad is in the move in the show and like they're like working with her to get out of to get this teenager out of this trap house. Every single issue is episode is something crazy. but it's a good ass time, and they got some phenomenal actors in it. So yeah, Swa is played by Morris Chestnut. It's
Oh,
everybody's in
period.
there.
Period. That's all you had to say.
Yeah.
You got the 90s fine squad pulling up. I'm gonna pull up every time.
Hmm.
Every time. Period. Okay.
And
Okay.
it's on Paramount Plus. The only reason I have Paramount Plus right now is because I was watching Aang, the last Avatar Aang, and that's a great show. That's a great movie too.
Keisha said I
But
was
yeah,
gonna get my money's worth, and this turned out great.
basically, that's exactly what it is. I got a month
Period.
left, and
She's
I'm
like,
trying to run
listen,
through.
they need to hurry it up because I'm not paying for this. I feel that. Okay, so now I got to add that to my list for sure. Okay, we that was a long ass segue, but we it was getting too good. We're talking about great things. But I was saying, speaking of DC, y'all, the way that I am frazzled and flabbergasted and frustrated because what the actual F is happening out here when it comes to y'all. Let me just say this on the record. Y'all know me as the variant vixen for a reason. But I have learned that you have to draw the line or explain the rules somewhere. So if anybody can help me, please do, okay? I am talking about, okay, y'all have heard me talk about this like a couple of months ago. I was very excited because it came out that in the current absolute Batman story, Barbara Gordon is taking up the Batman helm and becoming the Bat. Okay? This is occurring in Absolute Batman issue 24. And I was like, okay, this is giving first appearance. So let me cook a little bit in my variant vixentivities and try to get all of the dope variant covers of her first appearance as the Bat. So I'm looking and I'm cooking, all right? So if you go to the way that I normally find out what variants are going to be available is I go to League of Comic Geeks or I look through Comic Hub. I'm usually looking through Comic Hub first because I'm there doing my pre-orders. I'm looking at that weekly. So when you go there, it shows you typically with variants, they're like alphabetized, right? So you'll see if you just search Absolute Batman number 24 under League of Comic Geeks, it should show. I don't know why it's showing you all these comments and stuff, but it goes up and it shows you the first issue in the A cover, and then underneath it you can click. Okay, there we go. Go up. Yeah. Why is it doing it to the? Oh, I guess it does that on the
Yeah, on my screen, I can't.
computer version of it. But so
Hmm.
on my phone, it just shows me this. If we scooch over to the right, it just
Hold
shows
on.
the
Can I
A cover
even?
and then all the variants underneath it. So when you go to pre-order, scroll back up a little bit. That one right there is the A cover. The big one is the A cover. And then scroll down just right below it. You'll see that there's the B, C, and D cover. The D cover is a Sozo Micah variant, and you know we love her down. And she's a black woman artist. So I'm like, ugh, I pre-ordered it blindly, guys. I'm not going to hold you because I feel like that's going to be my favorite one regardless. And then you have the incentive covers. That one is like a 1 in 25 ratio variant. And
Hmm.
then underneath that, you'll see the retailer exclusives. If it will let you scroll over to the right, that would
No,
be
it's not
perfect.
letting me.
Okay, that's okay.
I wish.
I wish we could just close the comments so that you guys could see all of them. But for context, guys, when I first went down this rabbit hole looking for these covers, I made a post on the Pink Riot Comic Show, and it was a reel showing all of the variants that were available at the time. Since that post, which was only last week, the number of variants available has doubled. And I'm not even over exaggerating. And the majority of them are comic shop exclusives. So if you're not familiar with this, all the ones at the top that I mentioned, A through D, you can order those from any comic book shop that orders comics, okay? So all the way up to that one there with like the clouds and the blue background, all of
Mhm.
those can be
The Felipe
ordered.
Andrade.
Yeah, all the way up to the Felipe Andrade 1 in 25 ratio variant. All of those can be ordered from any comic book shop. Once you go past that, each of those different variants are exclusive to one comic book shop or another. And the hard part about this, if you're a variant vixen like myself, is that I looked at this yesterday and it did not. Do you see these ones where it's like a picture of Barbara in her police uniform and someone used a red marker to draw like a bat helmet over her face? Those were not there the other day when I checked. And what makes it even worse is that those those went up today on the 616 Comics app. So you can go buy those ones because there's like a regular trade dress, a virgin, and then a foil variant of that same cover. Okay, up at the top where it's her in her cop outfit, and they drew the bat helm over her face in red with the red marker. You see the red marker sitting on the picture. So the
Mm.
one next to where your cursor is.
Oh.
There's three different ones because there's a virgin, a trade dress, and a foil. Okay, those are all variants that are coming from 616 Comics, and you download their app and you can get them. Those became available today at 2 p.m. Okay. If you scroll down and look at all those other ones, if they're like, with an exception of like three different covers who are all by like the same artists that are going to be sold through Third Eye Comics, all of those are exclusive to one shop or another. So I had to pick and choose which ones I wanted to get and plan accordingly, because typically when you have those three versions of it, you have the regular trade dress, so it says Batman on top and whatever, and that's usually like between $15 and $25. Then you have the raw one, which can increase from $5 to $20 more, and then you have the foil, which will also be an increase from that increase. So it's like if you're trying to collect all of these variants, you're dropping a bag every time you get a different variant from a different shop. So I had to look at them and go, okay, which ones look the coolest, which ones are my favorites, and which ones actually show her face, because that's what I'm collecting it for, because it's a black woman bat character and it's not Batgirl. She's the bat in this. So it's like, okay, I want the first appearance. So I want her to appear as a black woman on the cover. And no shade, no tea, but if you scroll up a little bit, some of these, they like decided they were going to barely make her black on that cover. If you scroll up a little bit more, I'm going to point out the one that is the most egregious. That one right there with the like burgundy-ish maroon color around the edges. I think if you click on it, it'll make it bigger. But I was like, that is crazy. That is not the bat, okay? But so I had to pick and choose. And if y'all happen to go look, I'm curious to know which ones you guys are the most interested in. If you knew about any of these specific shops exclusives, and if you went on the hunt to get any of them. Because what I will say is I experienced this in the worst way for Absolute Catwoman, because when I tell you they ran up the variants for that one too, but by the time I went to go try to find them, most of them were sold out. So it's like if you don't have like a big bag to drop on exclusive variants and the time to hunt them down, you're going to miss it. There's no way. And if you miss it, There's already people selling these variant covers on eBay for more than their face value right now as a pre-order. So they can't even ship it
Mm,
to you until later in September or October because they have to wait to get it themselves, but they're already reselling it before these even went up for pre-order. So, my
that's
question to
messed
you is,
up.
now that my heated rant is a little over, who has the tips and the tricks, because how am I supposed to know how many variants to even be checking for? And then it's all like you have to follow all of these specific shops in order to figure out when the drop dates are, cuz like even to this moment now, so I picked like four variants that I really really loved, and I had to pick and choose which versions cuz I'm not buying all three versions of each one cuz we're balling on a budget. But one of them in particular, the one that I mentioned, where it's like one particular artist did three different variant covers and they're going to be
Hmm.
sold through Third Eye. If you go to the post about that on that artist's Instagram, everyone in the comments is literally being like, "Oh, when is the drop date? Because I don't want to miss it." Or they're like, "Well, I guess that means I'm not going to get this one, just like I didn't get the last one." So I'm like, at what point does it become like, it does it take away from the experience or the collector? Like, what are y'all's thoughts on that? Like, how are you supposed to know, and how do you go about finding them? Or are y'all just like, oh no, if it's a Batman title, I'm not even gonna try because they have 5011? Oh, literally, Quid Pro Quo said, not with Absolute Batman. There's going to be like 5011 variants. Okay. So y'all just chop it up as soon as you see that it's a Batman title. So see, I don't typically buy Batman books, but I'm like pulling up for the Bat because she's a black woman. So this is news to me. I'm like, well, not fully news because I did experience the struggle with Catwoman, Absolute Catwoman, but this is crazy. Like, is this what y'all be struggling? Y'all be struggling out here like this for Batman all the time? Okay, Kira
Um,
says, "Oh girl, they've been losing their minds with all these variants, like out of hand. I'm seeing it."
yeah,
She said, "Well, you want me to pick you up one from Midtown Comics? Listen, I gotta even see which one that is. That's crazy when there's so many variants, exclusive shop variants, that I don't even remember which one goes to which store. Like, I have to literally go check the list." Quid Pro Quo says Felix comic art with the Dragata character design sold through Third Eye are changing it up. They've gone to a lottery system now, which they just started with this week's drop. So
that's nice
Felix
enough.
Comics Art is the one who has the three different covers that are being sold through Third Eye. And if you go to his IG, everybody in the comments is like losing their shit because they're like, oh, how are we even gonna, when is the drop day, when is the drop day? And I'm glad you said that it was this week, because the last thing that I seen said September 9th, and I'm like, how are they doing it on the 9th? Doesn't make any sense. Chell
I like
says,
the idea.
the
I
idea
like
of what?
of it being a lottery. It allows more
That's
people to
more
have the
fair,
opportunity.
right? Yeah, because you got these, but it's either way, it's like, how do you keep the resellers from like making it gross? You know what I mean? And then it's also like, if you're talking about buying multiples of the same book, and the regular version of the shop exclusive is at minimum going to be $20, so the foil variant version of the same cover is going to typically be like $50. That's crazy, is it not?
I won't hold you. Just buying variants is crazy for me. So like, I don't even attempt. This
See,
just
like,
seems, yeah.
it's the
Like Regine
collector
says, I keep
version.
it
Like,
simple.
that's part of my collecting style, so it's fun to me. But these Batman experiences with the 5011 variants, and you can't even get them anyway, is crazy.
Nah, I feel like variance is just like that one aspect of the comic book collection that I can't get into, because then we deal with a lot of these. I think like there's only a handful of ones I'd ever like intentionally buy, because buy them accidentally. So like
Mm,
the one that came out today with the Ink Alliance and stuff like that. Like I'm gonna go out of my way to get that, but like
mm.
I don't know about this. This seems like a lot.
Yeah, I definitely pre-ordered that Sanford Green variant from Cuts and Comics. Shout out to them. Shout out to the Ink Alliance. We love them down because that was cool. That's like historic move. No one's done it
Mm-hmm.
before, you know. I was like, let me go ahead and pre-order cuz I'm not by any of those shops. And it worked out well. So that even that is like a cool thing. And then it's also like, okay, I could see if it was like you had to be there, you know, to get that variant. So like you have to pull up to that shop. That's a cool way for different comic shops to like get their bag or whatever. It just seems so chaotic. Regine says, I keep it simple. I choose maybe one or two and that's it. Or my butt just waits for the trade paperback so that most of those covers are in the back of the book. See,
Mm-hmm.
I feel you on that.
Mm-hmm.
I just, the way that my collection style is set up, there's something so satisfying to me about like having the full run set. You know what I mean? I don't know. I wish there was some way I could just turn that off in my brain sometimes. And I had no choice but to just accept defeat with the Catwoman ones. But this seems like a totally different bag that, like, it's the first appearance of a new version of Batman that's a black woman. So I'm like, I want that. So yeah, I had to just settle for a few of the covers that I like the most, and I'm curious like which ones y'all picked up and which ones y'all think that I picked because yeah, it was fun and frustrating at the same time. Okay, dang, I'm missing a lot of y'all's comics. Okay. Okay, for the Felix Comics art drops, you can sign up their newsletter because it will tell you when specific drops will happen. The Barbara Gordon, aka Bat, hasn't dropped yet. Okay, I did sign up for the newsletter, but my issue is that people in the comments were saying that they have the newsletter and that they didn't get updates for like something that happened, some drop that happened recently. I think for the new version of Harley Quinn, when all those covers were dropping, people were like losing it for that drop, and a lot of people missed out. Okay, Ryan says, yeah, trade paperback is always a good go to for me as well. I can understand that. I've been doing that with other things. I'm only crazy like this about variants, about characters that I really like or think I'm going to really like, or if it's like in this case, a first appearance. Bama says, you think they would have learned from the speculator boom of the 90s. Okay, you know, I'm newer to comics, so I'm not familiar with that. Let's see. Punk Rock Chris. Hey, thanks for coming on over to this side. I guess Punk Rock Chris was like, I'm leaving IG because y'all not paying attention to us over there. Punk Rock Chris says, Absolute Batman is a book I look at the non-ratio variants and pick. Even foil is cheap then, and I won't sift through literally over 70 for a single issue. That's fair. Regine said, I will say I might be on one of these books one day when that happens. Buy them all.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
well.
Absolutely. The same way I was about today. Like, I don't normally buy Wonder Woman books, but I picked up Wonder Woman 36 because our girl Stephanie Williams was on it.
That part.
Okay, let's see. Punk Rock Chris also says, also the number of times the A cover was the one that hit for me is a lot. And that's fair because
Yeah.
listen, that A cover hits pretty hard. Y'all, that A cover has me being like, should that be one of my cosplays for New York Comic Con? Hmm. It's giving. It's giving. What
It's
do
a
y'all
badass
think?
cover.
Bree as the bat at New York Comic Con. And y'all, I don't know. I was trying to gas Keisha up to be the absolute Harley Quinn because
Oh yeah, yeah.
that design is pretty tough too. Y'all think we would cook as the Bat and Harley at New York Comic Con? Drop your comments in the chat. Yes, Punk Rock Chris
Hey,
said, do
Jira.
that cosplay. Ajira said, yes. Period. Let me see. Okay, Quid Pro Quo said, I only did one for them, and that was a Sanford Green for the hard way Spider Man and Superman with Static, Steel, Miles Morales, Spider Man, and Spider Punk. That one was a must get. Okay, see, sometimes they be coming out with some dope variants. Okay, Bama got the first trade paperback for Bitterroot, as you should. As you should. Punk Rock Chris says, I got that Wonder Woman 35 and 36 too. Period. As you should. Chel Simone said, manifesting a vixen cover me, a vixen cover me to Regine. Okay, you know what?
Yes.
Y'all shoot your shots because the way that Stephanie has been reposting the vixen fan art, don't sleep. You know, you
Shell
miss
got a nice one
100% of the
too.
shots you don't shoot. Okay. And Shell said yes, yes. Okay, you know what? They're I don't know. We might cook with that cosplay, cause it's new enough where it might not be a lot of people doing it for either of those characters, but people will know. You know what I mean? Who we're pulling up as, and it's like it's gonna be a little colder, so we might be able to get away with. I don't know, y'all. Keisha's not feeling it. It might take a little more convincing. Period. All right, y'all. So, okay. Also on the DC front, y'all, we got the first episode of Lanterns came out. And y'all know
Yes.
my boo, Aaron Pierre. That's Mufasa. Aaron Pierre, that's Mufasa, is in it. So I was fully sat. And I was like very confused as to like where things were going, but then they started cooking, and I was like, okay, 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 okay.
The first
Y'all,
five
I'm
minutes of that
pleasantly
show was
surprised.
crazy.
What'd you say?
The first 5 minutes of that show was crazy. Absolutely crazy.
I was
I
like,
had to
where are we
pause
going
it.
with this?
Yeah. Had to pause it and go, what in the entire fuck is going on
Yes,
here?
yes.
Like I don't so no spoilers.
Yeah, no
I'm gonna
spoilers.
try really, really hard to do this without y'all need to watch this damn show
Yeah, you
because
do.
this ain't gonna have happen too often. The first 5 minutes is crazy. You learn a lot about his childhood
Yeah.
in the span of about 5 to 6 minutes. Had to
You learn
pause
a
it
lot,
and
but
was
you
like,
don't because you're like, why?
yeah, like there's so many things that happen in that one scene where you're like, why are we doing this?
Yeah,
Why is dad doing this?
yeah,
What? But like the storytelling was so great
yeah,
because you get, like I said, you get so much backstory, or you get like guesstimations that I'm assuming that they're gonna fill in the blanks later.
mm-hmm.
Um, and you're like bouncing around different time periods. I think you're in his childhood, you're like in 2016, and then you're in the present day in just this one episode alone. And it, they are doing a really good job setting it up in that first issue. I'm really really excited. I usually when Bree is like, Keisha, can you watch this? I'm like, eh, I don't know,
It took
because
her
once
forever to
again,
watch Wonder Man, y'all.
yeah, like I'm not, I don't gravitate to the TV that often, but like I really sat there after that first episode and was like, all right, I'll do episode 2. It was kind of tight that it don't come out until the 23rd. So I was like, all
Yeah,
right, well,
that's
damn.
rude. That's rude.
So yeah, this is, I'm fucking with it. How Jordan
Yeah,
is an asshole, but he
yeah.
is a fucking genius.
And it was
Genius.
funny. They're like little banter back and forth. So yeah, and like the way that their roomful of blur says, I was tight about that first 5 minutes. Yeah, you were not alone. I literally was like, wait, what we doing? What is this?
I
What is
I
this?
actually wasn't tight only because the kid was smiling. I was like, oh, y'all are all like this.
Hmm.
Cool.
I'm talking about before the dad even came in the room. I was like, "Wait, what's going on? Why are we afraid of this? Like, what's
Oh,
going on?" And then when that happened, I was like, "Oh no, what's happening?" But
yeah,
then you see that it's normalized and everybody was chill. I was like, "Oh, okay. I don't know how to take this, but we're going to see what happens next."
yeah,
And there's like a lot of different things going on where you're like, what are we like? The way that I was not expecting it to like start that way in the middle of this like weirdness of their relationship. I was like, what is this? And then you start getting the like humorous bits, and they had enough action and cool at this. The action scenes looked good, nothing was looking janky or whatever. So I was like, okay, I can get behind this, and I'm here for it. I'm sad. I was
yeah.
gonna be sad regardless, just off the strength of Aaron Pierre being in it, but it's actually
See,
good.
it was Aaron Pierre that had me hesitant because he is, as great as he is, we gotta acknowledge that Stewart was supposed to be a dark skinned black man,
Yeah,
and
that's true.
I'm gonna chalk it up to Hollywood and its colorism and them constantly getting black actors from the UK.
Yeah,
Um, but like that was my thing. I was like he was intentionally created to be a dark skinned black man to have
yeah,
all of these accolades and whatnot. And the fact they got him. He's doing a good job. I'll give it to
yeah,
him. But like it's kind of
yeah,
hard seeing the character that I grew up with, and I've had family members idolize Stewart, and seeing
yeah.
what
The other
Hollywood did to
picture that
him.
I had pulled up is a picture of Aaron Pierre next to his comic book counterpart, and there was definitely several shades removed here for the sake of that, which was disappointing. But I also was like, okay, well, he did do his thing. And what was that movie he was in? That didn't have an ending. Y'all, this movie was so good and pissed me off so bad because there was no resolution to this movie, but he cooked the whole time. I was like, oh yeah, put him in all of the action movies. So he's like shown that he can handle himself in
Oh
these type
yeah,
of
for
roles.
sure. Yeah,
So
I'm
I
not
was like,
saying he's a bad. No, they chose a great actor, and he's
yeah,
big as hell. Couldn't get over that. My man's
yeah,
is yeah.
hmm,
Like I, I'm not mad. He's doing a good job in the role,
yeah.
right? So like if you're gonna do that, like at least they
You
got
better make
somebody
it
who
worth it. Yeah,
right, right. Yeah. What did Ryan said? Daddy Stewart was a little crazy. But Room Full of
period.
Bloods,
And Ryan said, I done watched episode 1 3 times.
it's
Period.
good.
I
It's
know
good.
that's
And then
right.
they have my man's from I don't know if y'all ever saw the TV show Raising Hope. Um he plays the grandfather in Raising Hope, who he was really, really young at the time. And now he's playing this older guy. I don't the actors they picked in this show are, I'll say, for everything I had and the hesitations I have, they picked some phenomenal actors for this. So
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
I'll I'll get off the high horse for that.
It's not a high horse. It's a valid fucking horse. I don't know that's the way to call it, but it's your thoughts on that are valid. Chell said, I'm low key okay with his skin color only because he phonetically really black. Like
Phenotypically,
he's
yeah,
not
yeah.
ambiguous at all. A hundred
I
percent.
don't know. Them eyes is
Them eyes.
pretty.
Okay, sorry. That was a lot. Yes, Rebel Ridge is the name of the movie that
Yeah.
Aaron Pierre like killed in. He was so good in that movie, but if I'm being so for real, it did not have an ending, and y'all cannot tell me that it did.
Oh, it didn't. To be honest, it wasn't all that good.
Stop.
Mm.
Stop. I
No,
might have
he is a
maybe
badass
criticized a
in the
little bit.
movie. He is a
Yeah, that's
badass in
true.
the
He
movie.
was. He
The
was.
plot was nowhere to be found.
Yeah, which makes sense why there's no ending because they were like, just here go this man, and I was like, yep, I'm gonna sit beside
Yeah,
him.
he is
Period.
badass.
Wait, what?
Chelsea, someone said he and Tiana look like expensive house cats, and I can't unsee it because
Facts.
they do. Spanx
Facts.
cats specifically.
Yeah, them together was like, wow, this just life ain't fair, is it?
Mm,
But I'm like, what y'all think that was a PR stunt or that they were for real? Because it's like, well, that's gone now. Either way, it was fun to look at because they did look good together.
yeah, pretty ass people
Yes,
doing shit
we're not
together.
accepting any Aaron Pierre shade in the Pink Riot layer, and that's on period.
I said a few other choice words with Malik, and he was like, "Well, of course she'll say that," and then he says something that could be true that I'm not gonna repeat right now. So I'm like, "Oh, well, damn."
What? I don't want to hear it. I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know. Chell says, I
Uh,
don't care that they're not together. I was hoping for them to play Green Lantern and Vixen. And you know what?
yeah,
Because
she
Tiana
would
would
be a
eat
good
down as
vixen.
Vixen.
Yeah.
I will say though, I'm really looking forward to her having some better parts because she tends to get typecast. And I hate that for her because I feel like she has the capacity to do like some better, deeper, more fitting roles to like who I envision her personally. But like, what was that movie that they just got all those nominations for? She was like low
Mm.
key crazy with Leonardo DiCaprio, like wilding out while she was like full pregnant and all these other things. And I was just like, oh no. It took me all the way out of that movie. I didn't even finish watching that movie because I was like, yuck. Yes,
I didn't
child,
watch
no
it.
more Byron roles. Exactly. Exactly. Also, because I love Tiana, she was in what's that show with Kim Kardashian and all of them where they're lawyers. She was a
Oh,
bop
I
in
know what
that
you're talking
too, and
about.
I was like, she too bad to be playing these bops in these movies. I just can't get behind it.
Well, we
Yes,
know
agreed,
why.
Kira. I love Tiana. I want her to build her range too. Ryan agrees with me. Yeah, that battle movie was a mess. It was one battle after another. That's what it was. I was like, oh, I can't. I couldn't even finish it, Keisha. That's how bad I was. Like, oh, I don't
I
like it.
heard that's the movie that was created by the white man who wanted to talk about black revolutionaries, but then didn't have the understanding of black revolutionaries, and it just became interesting. I've heard. Yeah, I have no desire to watch the movie.
Yeah, I couldn't
Whatever.
finish it. I was like, yuck. Regine said, all I'll say is that I got really inspired after watching him in the show and Rebel Ridge. I immediately started writing on some stuff. Okay, period. We're here anytime something gets Regine writing, we're in support of it. 100%.
Yeah, I like that. You gotta send us your stuff.
Yes. Well, we volunteer as tribute to read. Okay, y'all done got off the rails. I don't even know what y'all talking about in the chat now.
Oh, the guy who created One Battle After Another, he's married to Maya Rudolph. And then Ryan
Oh,
Oakley
that's
was giving the
weird because I love
backstory.
Maya Rudolph.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Mm,
and period. What y'all know about Minnie Riperton? Period. Oh my gosh, I literally You talk about that girl. Give me some that girl
yeah.
music, okay? But vibes. That's what I be washing dishes to, y'all. Low key, low key, but high key. I did not know. Not y'all knowing all of these people's family trees. That's some fun facts for you because I had no idea. Yes. Period.
Interesting is a kind word.
It's a kind of word. Kira, you're a mess, but we love you. We love whatever's wrong with you, Kira. Yeah. So, uh, as of right now, Lanterns is getting the Pink Riot stamp of approval. Semi stamp? Or
Absolutely.
is it full stamp from you right now, Keisha?
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
the first issue, yeah. I mean the first episode, my goodness. First
Period.
episode, yeah. I'm enjoying the show very, very much. Um,
Yay.
so I'm
We'll
just
see how it
this they
acts.
could have, three episodes at once. That would have been nice.
Yeah, that would have
Um,
been preferred. Cause
right.
what is this one episode a week nonsense?
Mm-hmm. But I'll give it to them. They know what they have, and I hope that the juice is worth the squeeze by the end of it. We'll
You
see.
hope that what?
I hope the juice is worth the squeeze.
Oh my
Patiently waiting. We'll see.
Did y'all see them on the red carpet? Somebody was like kikiing with Aaron Pierre, and he was like, cause the guy that plays Hal like did his little stance like he was about to take off flying, and the guy was like, what's your flight stance? And Aaron was like, you got to watch the next episode. I'm like, okay. Don't worry, I will. I'll be sat down watching it. Don't worry about it.
Oh my
Don't you worry
goodness.
about it.
I can't. I am really interested. Like there that was some damn good storytelling in that first episode.
Yeah.
I could see why they were so excited. I think this was the best venue for it. Like to get dropped in the middle of that story and just like figure it the fuck out. I feel like that's what they did, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh well, this is
But
this
it
is
keeps you on
wonderful.
your toes and keeps you interested the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, okay. Wait
Mm.
until you, Kira said, wait until you meet John's mama. Okay, okay. Oh, that's right. Kira got that the movie Globe and New Blurred Order juice. Kira probably seen all the episodes already. Y'all don't sleep. Make sure y'all check out Room Full of Blurs. A shout out to the fam at New Blurred Order. Okay, I'm gonna trust you. If Kira says that we got something to look forward to, wait until we meet John's mama, I'm sat. I'm sat. I mean, I was gonna be sat anyway, but I'm doubly sat now. Period.
Oh,
Y'all,
that's
we've been
good.
running our mouths about movies, and we were supposed to be doing our review about Buuza.
We
What I
can
do you still want to
do
do it, or
that.
do you want to do pulls? You want to swap them, or how you trying to act?
Oh, I don't have polls. I just have books that I read. I could talk about those books that I read
Okay,
because I
okay,
have
okay.
some.
Kira said, "Nah, she researched this one." Okay, okay. No, no inside scoop, but she do be knowing. So y'all check out Roomful of Blurs when you can. Yeah, I went and picked up pools today, and it had been a hot minute, so I got a lot of stuff. Um, I don't know if we're trying to go through all of that because we got like maybe 20 minutes left. I don't know how y'all trying to act, but
Mm.
Okay, wait. Kira said, "Oop, I was waiting for the review and super forgot." See, we got carried away with all of the riot news that's happening. But no, yeah. Do you want to do like a full cuz so here's the thing, guys. Buzza was a good time, okay? And it's very much giving after reading it, I was like, I can see how this would have been like my go-to comfort webtoon because
Yeah.
it started off on webtoons and they've done several kickstarters to do like each individual volumes, and the edition that I have is the Abrams Comics Art hardcover that binds up the first couple of volumes, and that's what we read to talk about for today. And see, there it is. Keisha's got the gorgeous paperback version of it. My hardcover is in the chaos here somewhere, but it's a gorgeous book. The art style is really dope. The color palette scratches my brain in a way that says, "You're okay. All is well. Take your time."
Period.
And I love that it's giving like sitcom every day. There's something
Oh, it's very much a soap
magical but
opera.
not happening in the back. It's giving very much episodic, which makes sense since it was on webtoons. But so if you wanna check it out, you can still check out a lot of the issues on webtoons, or you can pick up the hardback from or trade paperback from Abrams Comics Art, and the second book that I think concludes it is coming out October 27th, I want to say.
Hmm.
So yeah, what I'll say is how we had a lot to like break down when we were talking about canon. This is more like slice of life. There's other things happening in the world building that make me curious about what's happening outside of our characters, because some of it's giving magical, some of it's giving scam, all of it's giving funny, endearing, I want to know more. And there's like some curious things happening that are like low key giving like telenovela vibes. Because it's like, what do you mean a secret family member and all these other types of things? But
Yeah,
it's
it is
very
messy in the
cutesy.
best ways.
Yeah, it's very cutesy, very queer normative, very chill vibes, and I am very much invested to find out what happens next with these characters. What was your initial take on it, Keisha?
Um, I always like the politics of any book, and so
Mm,
like you're getting the different lifestyles of folks. You're in different like social classes, so
yeah,
you're getting the higher ups of the supreme. I forget what they're called, but like the supreme ruler of this land. You're also getting, everybody on the lower rungs of society just trying to exist and make it through, and everywhere in between,
where their where their paths cross.
right. You're getting a lot of like Bree said, a lot of daily life, a lot of food. You're getting a lot of, just how folks are living. And I love how gay this comic is. You have
Yeah,
no idea. There's probably like one straight. No, I don't even think
yeah,
there's, because in the back, like the creator is very specific to say, I don't think there's any straight people in here.
yeah. It's very queer normative.
Very. And then like you get all the characters and their,
Part animal.
their stats and where they're
Yeah,
from, their pronouns, and, whether or not they have some kind of fantastical heritage, because, like I said, it's very low fantasy. So you're getting some of it, like with
yeah,
one of our main characters that we're following. Like they chart the stars, or like they there's something to do with like the constellations and them being able to see the future. And
yeah,
then they're connected to one of the royalty in this area where that person can also see the past. So like I'm interested to see how the two of them end up working together and
yeah,
how they end up doing stuff. Like I'm and then you get like a lot of Sudanese families, which I was surprised at, very, very
mm,
surprised at. Like
mm,
I knew that this was gonna be a Swana story,
yeah.
but like the
That's
fact that we're
literally all I
getting
knew about it when I bought it.
right, but we're also like there is an intentionality in the diversity of folks, and just seeing how I'm interested to see like in real life how Sudanese folks um are in certain parts of, I don't know, but Swana territories. Like I'm interested to see like that influence, because it shows up fairly heavily in this book.
Yeah.
So I can't
And I
wait for
love that
volume
they
two
it's queer normative, and they also don't explain that piece that Keisha just mentioned either. It's just like
at
it's
all.
very clearly understood through their conversations and the way they maneuver around each other, but it's not like something that's like hated or separates them. It's just is. And even some of them are like part animal people. So it's like what Keisha was saying, the underlying like low fantasy aspects of it are like endearing and interesting, but they also like present all these questions about the world that the author is like not explaining. They're just like, this is just
Yeah,
how it is, and it makes me like it more. I feel like.
very much. Like I'm the avatar, you got to deal. Just
Yes, this is my world. You're just reading it, okay?
basically, and
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying it. Like we said, the humor, the food, the life. You're getting a little bit, and the fashion. My God,
Yes.
um, everybody got style in here. Everybody, and
Yes.
it's absolutely wonderful to read. Um, yeah, I want to like if y'all can, like Bree said, you can go on webtoons. I'm personally not a webtoons person because I just refuse to create another level of session and whatnot. So I'm going to be waiting for October for it to come
Yeah.
out.
Same.
I'm not lying. I'm not waiting. I've already asked somebody from Abrams if I can get a copy of it because it's a really, really good like, and it's YA. So like, if you know anybody who likes YA graphic novels, regardless of age, give them this. It's a good time, and I think it's a great introduction to comics as a whole.
Yeah.
Like, it's very easy to read. So like, if you saw on the page, there aren't like 4 6 panels or anything like that because this came from webtoons. There's like 1 2 3 max on a
Yeah.
page, 1 to 3 panels per page. So
They're all
I think,
beautiful.
yeah, for someone who is just getting into comics, I think that this is a great start, especially if
Yeah.
it's like fantasy because it's very low, like bordering magical realism.
Yeah. It looked like a chunk, and I literally finished it in one sitting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
big
Very
agree.
accessible, very chill.
So
So,
all in
another thing
all,
that's getting the Pink Riot stamp of approval on my side.
yeah, big time. I very much like this one, and I can't wait for volume 2. I think we should do like a longer one when volume 2 comes out, so like you
I
have the
agree.
entire story.
Yeah. So, I feel like a lot of our questions will get answered. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, big agree.
Yeah. Lots
Um,
of like, I would have to say my favorite thing about it is like all of the cute little like awkward potential relationship interactions are
mm-hmm.
super adorable and endearing because it's like, wait, what? It's
They
so real
are.
though, because it's like, how do you navigate around this when you're talking about all these differences? And then one of them is, um, I guess you would consider that a sex worker, but
Yeah,
they aren't actively doing that per se. They're like work for like a call service, and it touches on like safety and all those types of things too for people in and outside of that industry. And it begs the question
yes,
about like um the human experience and needing connection. And so it's like they're technically like a sex worker because that's what is understood that the service is for, but that's not what it's being used for. So that's like, in the case of that particular connection, that's not what it's being used for. So it's like the shame that's centered or typically centered around like people's need for human connection, regardless of where it comes from, is
yeah,
kind of touched on in a beautiful way in this book also too. So just a heads up about that.
yeah. So what like Bree is talking about, like one of our main characters is the sex worker, and there's this guy who ends up calling him, and they end up just having really long conversations about life and all that stuff. And the guy who's calling our main character ends up being like the half brother to this high status family.
Who's like
um
in hiding.
right, they're like dealing with deep shame of their mom's actions because mom went and had a kid with someone else, and he is the result of it. So like they're all kind of like finding out who they are, and they're like, you're getting bits and pieces of stories from all over the place, but like we center on these two the most and like their interaction and how it, you know, how that ends up like affecting everyone else around them.
Yeah.
Once again, it's a beautiful story. It's low stakes. It's there's a lot of messiness, I will say, because we're still dealing with young folks, you
Yeah.
know, having all the things. But like, yeah, it if you haven't read it, please go check it out. It's a
Yeah.
beautiful, beautiful book.
Love it.
All
Yay.
right.
Okay, so you guys got like our partial review and our Pink Riot approval. And we're definitely
Yes,
picking up
yes.
book two, and we'll go more in depth once we've read the whole story. But that was one of those ones where it's like I did zero research. I just was like, oh, this is a perspective that I don't have very many comics from, in terms of cultural background. So I wanted to like immediately get it. Knew nothing about what the story was about and just assumed because it was a chunk that that was the whole story. And then it's like, oh no, this is only half of it. Hmm. But
Yeah,
it was a joy to read, and I'm looking forward to finishing it. So yeah, I don't know, y'all. Abrams Comics Art's been cooking a little bit. I mean, they've been cooking, but they
yeah.
cooking. You know what I mean?
I
Because one
haven't
of
had
the
a
things
bad
that
comic from them.
literally sames, absolutely
Yeah.
sames. One of the books that I picked up today when I grabbed some of my pulls was the X-Men Elsewhere book.
Oh,
So
nice. The fan fiction he was drawing.
it kind of, but not really. Like he talks about it. So for context, y'all, this is the John Burns vision for X Men, and he, it's so cute because he literally has like in here it's like it literally is titled what is this. And he's written a letter pretty much explaining the circumstances under which he made this, because it was literally like basically a dare from like his group of people similar to Patreon who were like, oh, do you think you could write or draw a thing and let somebody else cover it after everything that you've done? And he was like, yeah, I can do that. So he took it as like a challenge, and he made this art that's on the cover as like a splash page. And then he's describing how he literally just from there was like, couldn't stop drawing, couldn't stop writing. And I'm like, yes, please. And he had been doing it and releasing pages for free on weekdays for like a long time. And then one of his close friends was like, he had zero intention of like binding it or selling it or anything like that. He was just giving it away to his community for free. And then one of his friends was like, oh no, you got to do like XYZ with it. And so he took the time to edit it. So it's basically what he wanted to do with the X-Men, and without like outside editor interference and all of that. So this is just like his pure X-Men joy on the page. And when I heard that background story, I was like, okay, cool. And then I heard it from John Jennings' perspective, and I was like, okay, I'm glad I pre ordered that. And then when I went to go pick it up today, they've had it in my pools for a hot minute, because I haven't been to the shop in a while. And apparently it's sold out. And
Hmm.
like people have been calling trying to get their hands on it, and it's not clear whether it's going to be reprinted or not. So I was like, let me take extra special care of this because it's not clear whether they're going to be reprinting it or not. So if you can get your hands on a copy, pick up a piece of cool comic book history and tell me what you think. I really love the way that the colorist approached this book, because I feel like we don't get X-Men books that
Mm,
look this lush and saturated, and I don't even know how else to describe that. But yeah, it's a smexy book, and I'm excited I got it. And it's another win from Abrams Comics Art. They're doing really
yeah,
cool things with their selection of what they're printing. It's very clear that they're very intentional about the type of stories they want to promote. which just makes it all the more fun. And make anytime, like, very rarely do we come across an imprint where it's like, oh, I can say I haven't gotten a bad book from them. Like, that's typically not a
Yeah.
thing, you know?
Mm-mm. But Abrams is doing a great job.
Yeah, we love them over
Absolutely.
there. We love them over there. We're
Mm.
trying to make them love us over here, low key. Another thing that I'm really excited about that I picked up was the Beneath the Trees Where No One Sees hardcovers.
Yeah, that's one of my
I
favorite comics. I enjoy
Yes, I
that
read
one.
the first one, but I haven't read the spring one, so I'm excited to jump into this because it's a very cool story. Um, and then I got a crap ton of floppies because, like I said, I hadn't been there in a while, so I won't go through all of them. But lots of faves got picked up today that I'm very excited to get into. What do you pick up, babes?
I didn't pick up anything. I didn't go to the comic book shop. Like I said, today was a lot about the kids, but I did read.
Okay, what you been
Um,
reading, girl?
and I'm trying to get through all my DreamCon books and
Look
San
at you.
Diego books because I'm trying to read what I have.
Mhm.
But I started with Nightmare in Newark. I actually just read this today,
Hey.
and David, I posted on threads about it. I'm like, this Negro, we need a second issue. This was a great time. David is phenomenal when it comes to dialogue and like how he has his characters interacting with one another.
Mhm.
Um, I thought he did a fantastic job with that. What I will say, are there things time wise that don't quite make sense in this comic? Yes. But
Okay.
you still have a hilarious time in it. Like, our main character is a queer black Afro Latina, and like she's trying to navigate being done wrong by this white woman who is trying to take her play. And this white woman is trying to be like the lead in her play, and it plays about all black women. And so she's like dealing with that. And then we're like dealing with the fact that she is potentially being exposed because she didn't tell her parents. Like, she's still in the closet with her parents. And so she's trying to work up the nerve to like tell her parents and all of that. And just when she's about to have that moment of telling her parents, shit goes left, and we have like mutant spiders and shit all over the place.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's David, so you're cracking up during
Yeah.
this comic. Like, many times I'm like laughing hysterically. Like I said, there are things where I'm questioning, like, why is this happening? How is this happening?
Right.
But the way everyone is talking to one another, and just how often, like, there's this one page where um there was a few panels where I'm just like singing the theme song to Ghostbusters in my head. And then the next page, there's a reference to, like, an explicit reference to Ghostbusters. And I'm like, all right, you got this, David. This is great. I need issue two
Period.
immediately. So yeah,
Period.
this was good.
How
Um,
was that?
and then I read Maybe an Artist by Liz Montague. And if you don't know
Okay.
who she is, she's the first black
Hold it up.
cartoonist. She's the first black cartoonist
Cute.
for the New
She represented
Yorker.
herself to draw herself. That's cute.
Yeah. And she's just like telling her story about how she became an artist, and the fact that she didn't necessarily want to be an artist. She wanted to be, you know, she wanted to be a journalist, in fact. But she realized that drawing helped her, you know, keep words and literature straight. And she was able to like process her thoughts a little better. And so, like, her art intentionally speaks about race and politics and representation and all of that. And while it's not mentioned explicitly in here, she's like dealing with dyslexia and all of that stuff, and you know, being one of the few black people in a rural suburban space. So like I really really enjoyed this one. This is another one. I believe it's for younger audiences because there's, you know, a love interest that we don't really see resolved in the book, but then on the jacket we get more and all of that. Like I really enjoy this one, and I think this is something I'm actually after this show I'm gonna give it to my kids because they should be reading it, you know,
Cute.
just to help them and you know help them understand the things they are going through are very 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 normal.
Yeah,
So yeah,
that's
yeah
fair.
that, and then that is all I read for this week.
That's fair. I mean, that shit. It be like that sometimes. I grabbed my favorites out of all of my pulls so that I'm not showing y'all pulls for forever. But these are the things I'm most excited to get to. We have Destinations Kill issue 3. I've told y'all a bit about that story before. I'm interested to see where the story goes from here. Starting X-Men Outback. So I was reading about how the first like series of X-Men Outback came to be, and I was like, this is so random. Like what does the X-Men being in Australia have to do with anything? But I was like, okay, this is kind of kooky. I'm here for it. I want to see what they're going to do next. And they've centered Storm, so that's how you get me to pick up an X-Men book. So, got that.
Nice.
Continuing X Men United, obviously.
Yes, that one I've been enjoying that one.
Yes, I have to catch up. Continuing Absolute Catwoman. I copped all the variants of this, but I'm just showing the one.
That's
Obviously
another one that is great.
picked up Wonder Woman 36 because shout out Stephanie Williams always. Very excited to get into Chachu. Our good sis who played Miss Marvel is giving us her first run from Image. So, super excited to get into this one because she knows ball. And then, what I'm very, 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 very excited to get into is Starcrossed. Anybody who knows me knows that I am a Space Bandits fanatic, and I was crushed when the Netflix show didn't happen and the series just stopped after that one trade paperback. So now the story is getting a second chance with Dark Horse Comics under the new title Starcrossed. If you guys are unfamiliar with Space Bandits, you have two women who are in a like intergalactic prison for one thing or another, and they both end up working together to get revenge for their own respective issues, and they go romping through space dealing with some very chaotic situations just to like work together and get their revenge. So I'm very excited to see where this is going cuz it's like it's futuristic, it's in space, it's a prison breakout, it's a you know kill all the enemy villains type of story, but it's also very like 80s stylized, and like these two women like don't know each other, but they're like, oh, we're gonna ride together to get our revenge type shit. So I love a space romp adventure, and it gets gory, not gory, but like gruesome. I don't even know how you would say that. It's just, there's parts of
No,
it
it's gory.
that
Yeah.
were gory and gross in Space Bandits. And so it's like a like romping raunchy good time. I don't know how else to explain it, but yeah, I'm looking forward to getting into that. So those are my faves out of what I pulled today.
It's, all right.
Yee.
Yeah. These were good. All right. Is that, do we? Oh, wait, what? Oh, Bama says he has a Goodreads account.
As you should, Bama. I feel like people
Yeah.
are switching from Goodreads to what's the other one?
Storygraph.
Storygraph,
The
because it's
Storygraph
by,
is black owned.
yeah, black owned. Period.
Mm-hmm.
But that's good. Track what you're reading and be in community with other readers is always a good vibe. And you have to pick whichever
Absolutely.
platform works best for you. Okay.
Absolutely.
Bama said, "Beneath the trees where no one sees is the one with the serial killer bear. 100%."
Yes, Samantha.
She's that girl.
She's wonderful.
And Punk Rock Chris says, "Oh, I want Elsewin. I can't wait to hear your thoughts on it." Duly noted. I will prioritize reading it so I can tell y'all my thoughts on it. Um, yeah, as you should, Bama. Keep up with your books. Well, thank y'all so much for coming through and keying with us, talking about all of the D23 drops, the first episode of Lanterns, and the chaos with these absolute Batman variants all over the place. We had a good time, and we hope that you did too. If you haven't already, like, share, follow, comment, and subscribe the Pink Riot Comic Show on all US platforms. If you haven't already, check out our link tree and go ahead and sign up to participate in our Patreon. Shout out to all of our Patreon subscribers. We love every single one of you, and we literally do a happy dance every time we can add somebody new to this list. If you're new here and you're interested in the Patreon, it gives you more access to us and behind the scene things, and you get to have a say in what we talk about and what we do on the show. And sometimes there's perks for you guys when we go out into the world and we find cool things to bring back for you. So it's a vibe. We have a free tier, and then we have several paid tiers, and the highest paid tier gets the most goodies, etc., etc. It's a vibe. Shout out to the Riot Royalty fam. Y'all been holding us down for a hot minute. We really appreciate y'all. If you are interested, we also have a link in our link tree for our the Pink Riot Comic Show merch. We have some really dope shirts and things of that nature and hoodies. Definitely want to check those out and pick them up and rep your set. Rep the Pink Riot fam while you're out and about. It's a vibe. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't you worry. If you're more of a listener or you miss parts or whatever, the podcast version should be up on Saturday, sometime around there. And if you enjoyed watching it, scroll up, scroll down, check out another episode or two or seven, whatever. You can watch it or, just let that thing run in the background because those streams benefit us whether you're watching it or not, guys. But make sure that you show some love over there in terms of liking, commenting, rating, reviewing. All of those things benefit us so we can do more of this. But if you prefer the live vibes, don't worry, we got you, babes, because we're live at 5 at the same damn place at the same damn time every week with no weeks off because we love you and we love what we do. Y'all have a good night and we'll see y'all next week. Bye.
Yeah.
I definitely found more. All right, how many variants are there?
11.
Damn. Go ahead. No,